Morning, it's Andrea. I this morning am going to got some weird thing on my screen. This morning I'm going to revert to my notebooks because I think what we can tend to do is overthink too much and sweat the details about what are you going to say, or what I tend to do is just get on camera and start blabbering. So this morning I picked out some notes from an avatar training that I went through. That this is one of the places where people just really go astray, and they don't even know that they're going astray because they don't know what they don't know, which is typical for when you're starting anything. Or even if you're not starting just now, a lot of people have done a lot of potluck marketing or lottery type marketing, like solo ads are kind of fall in this realm. I had a funny conversation with somebody on a group the other maybe a week ago, and he wanted to argue the point that solo ad leads were targeted because they were all people who wanted to make money online. And I guess you could call that, if you're going to call that targeted, then that's targeted. They're not interested in making money online, but there's so much more to the demographics and the psychographics of your audience, the ones who really truly recognize you and buy from you, that there were no words. I mean, he just wanted to argue the point that they were targeted, and I was like, okay. So the avatar training that I went through is by Mark Hoverson. He's actually probably one of the most influential people in my online business development, leadership development, my personal stuff. So if you want to check him out, he's pretty awesome. I also have affiliate links, of course, that lead to his materials too, so we can do small group activity around that if you want. And he is the focus of my leg 3 in my three-legged income stability stool, because there's an ongoing need for personal development, mentorship, leadership. The acceptance of being in a leadership position for me was a big deal. Sorry about the car noise. Anyway, his avatar training. Why would you want to pinpoint your avatar? Avatar is essentially your ideal customer, somebody who is easy and joyful, and in my case, joyful, and it's an elegant sale. There's no resistance. There's no there's no like you have to sell somebody hard. And a lot of that comes clear as you begin to develop your own content. And this is my own content, even though I'm reviewing somebody else's content. This is my own content because now it's on board my brain, and I know this stuff intimately, and it's a thing. It's not something that I'm just regurgitating. So influenced and inspired by Mark, and I'm going to read from the notes that I took from his training, and they are somewhat verbatim for what he told, but it's what I heard. What you would write down would be what you heard, and see, that's where the difference is. That's where the piece of you comes into play. What you hear and what you then share or disseminate or think is important, that's what's important to your audience. That's not copying or plagiarism or anything like that. I think that a lot of people get bogged down, and I have to be 100% unique. I have to be coming up with things, you know, that have never been thought before, and it's just so not true. You just have to be a stand for and hold a space for the stuff that makes sense to you, that will make sense to the right people that are for you also. Okay. So why would you want to identify your own personal avatar? Well, you get better leads, you get cheaper leads because you're targeting an audience that nobody else is necessarily targeting. They're way easier to convert. They convert faster because they've already had some if you do it the right way, well, the right way, if you do it in a certain way, you don't, they already feel like they know, like, and trust you. So like videos like this are letting people that I have no clue who's watching these videos, which is at first scary. You know, I admit that can be scary too, but the truth is that only the people, this is 5 minutes into this video, only the people who are really interested in listening to me are still here. And that's reassuring in a lot of ways, because that's who I want. I don't want other people who are not going to be this it's not that they have to be perfect, it's just that they have to be, you know, perfect to the description of who it is that I'm working with. But it self-fulfills. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The people that have lasted 5-6 minutes into this tend to be people that will want to listen to me more than the people who shut it off somewhere around minute 2. Okay, they will often pay you the most money because they know that you know what they're feeling and what they're you've been there, maybe you are where they want to be, or you can that you resonate, your life journey resonates with their life journey. They know you're not going to be judgmental around their stuff. That's a big one. People, I find that people are very concerned, or very appreciative, maybe is the better way to put it, that the people who come to me are a match for my personal values. So things around like homeschooling, which isn't even homeschooling, it's unschooling, so there's a whole bunch of gray area there. Things around gosh, there's so many things. It's coming to be, there's a human design contingent of people around entrepreneurship, people who want to be responsible for their own successes and failures. All of that, if that's not a match, people are not going to, they don't want to listen to me. If they, you know, if they're looking for silver, what's it called, silver bullets, they're looking for magic bullets, or, you know, if they're looking for, oh, here's a good one. A lot of people along the way have not a lot, there's been a handful of people who I've really wanted to work with, but they needed me to do things like pluck my eyebrows or wear makeup. I wear makeup sometimes. I will not pluck my eyebrows for anyone anymore, ever again. It's not happening. They wanted me to dress up, and I don't mind dressing up occasionally, but I'm not going to do it for day-to-day videos, and I'm even not going to do it for most events, because they're not meant to be uncomfortable, and I'm not comfortable having to fuss. If you want to fuss and be sitting next to me, I am happy to have you sit next to me like that, but I'm not going to be judged by that, and I'm not going to judge you. I like it when people get dressed up. I was not going to the effort. And I feel much more comfortable in my V-neck t-shirts and my jeans. And I think that what that does is that really relieves people of the need to put on a facade. If your real you is fancy and super polished, it's fine. It's fine. We can stand in the same room, but I don't need to be concerned with that I don't have that, whatever that is. Same thing with vehicles. I've had for, it's been 3 or 4 years now, I've had the ability to do a lease with one of the companies will pay for a lease. I just don't want another monthly bill. It's that much important to me to not have another monthly bill than it is. I don't want to have to be responsible for the car sitting in our yard. I don't want to have to be, I just didn't want that energy and distraction. It wasn't that I won't drive a nice car. If I want a nice car, or if I want a car that I don't have to maintain, I go rent one. And it's just simpler that way. The airport's, 10 minutes away, this little bitty town. It's easy to just go rent a car for the day or for the week or whatever. The rest of the time, I don't go anywhere. Why would I need a fancy car sitting in the driveway? All right, so this is all about my avatar, and I'm going off tangent a little bit. But think about stuff that that really matters to you, and it doesn't have to be this big social, you know, it doesn't have to be about the big values even. It might be just about that you really love to eat pickles, you know, and you might have a pickle lover connection or a mustard lover connection with the people that you talk to. I'm getting into these. I don't know if I'm getting into these. I happen to have these Chihuahuas around, like I said in another video recently, and I'm sure that they will be part of why people are attracted to me, because I'm taking pictures of them, and I'm you know, they're here. They're here. Here's this one again. He's just always here. Anyway, so they're fast to convert. They will pay you the most money because they know that they've found finally a place where they can land and will be served. They complain and whine, absolutely the very least. They are not, they tend to be, they know that they want to be where they are, and they don't complain. They don't whine. People who are paying, this also comes along with price point. People who are paying little tiny bits, they're the biggest work. They're the biggest. They don't all complain and whine, but you know, as a group, they complain and whine more than the group of people who will pay you more money. And they tend to be the most happy. Again, I think it's because they've found a place where they feel like they fit. They feel like they are understood. They feel like they're being related to. They feel like their needs are being met. And you cannot beat that. It's the other side of the coin just kind of bites. So, how to identify your perfect buyers, your avatar, your perfect buyers. I'm seeing that this got a little long already. Let me just, I'm going to do how to find them in a different training. Maybe it'll even be a paid one. And that's the way it is, because I have to spend time on it. We have to be in discussion about it. And that is what happens. That's what should happen. Time and money should exchange. My time, your money should be exchanging hands if I'm going to spend time talking directly to your stuff. So, yeah, that's the way this needs to go. So you want to, I'll just sort of wrap it up though. You want to profile your itchy buyers. So itchy buyers are the people who want what you've got now, not people that you have to convince. You need to begin to know what they're thinking. What are their biggest fears? What are their biggest desires? And that sort of sounds kind of generalized, and it is, because it's like you have to start at a big umbrella and work your way down to kind of more focused things that are similar to, you know, places that you can relate to each other, really, because it's one-sided is no good either. Do not attempt, this is notes from Mark, do not attempt to convert people to a new way of thinking. Do not attempt to convert people to a new way of thinking. If they aren't already thinking, I want to be an entrepreneur, don't try and convince them to be an entrepreneur. If they aren't already thinking they want to make $5,000 a month, they think they want to make a couple $100 a month, don't try and convert them. You want to find the people who want to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month, if that's what you're working with. If what you want is to make a couple $100 a month, then those couple $100 a month people are exactly right for you. And again, there's no judgment around this. It's just a matter of matching people with people, you know, who are on a similar path and looking to make the moves that it takes to get to whatever point it is that they're wanting to get to. For me, the sort of $10,000 to $20,000 a month folks are the folks who are even a little less and a little more, are the folks who are my current peers. And so the people who want to make a couple $100 a month, I don't have anything really to offer them, because I just don't. And so those aren't the right people for me. you need to, okay, so this one is a real tricky one, and it was a hard one for me to, I think it's because it's a funny thing that I'm doing marketing at all, because the idea of profiling people and segmenting them into groups that are segmenting people into groups and generalizing about them, to me, is actually counter to my whole upbringing and my whole really my whole way of thinking outside of marketing. Although I think about marketing quite a bit anymore. But the truth is that everybody is individually unique, except you have to get to the kind of clusters of people that are maybe probably going to have the right folks for you in it. So an example of this would be, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what an example of this would be. People who are, and I don't want to go like to religion or politics or anything like that, because we can get around all of that stuff if we don't want to like dwell on that topic all day every day. Some people really want to dwell on politics or religion all day every day. If it's just part of the fabric of your life, that's fine. You know, that's not a conflict. If it's something that you want to talk about all day every day, we don't have anything to talk about, because I'm not talking about that all day every day. Golf comes to mind for some reason. There's people who want to talk golf all day every day. I have no interest in golf or any expertise or anything to even offer to the conversation. So, you know, maybe for a luncheon or something, or, you know, a single meal, I could manage to have a conversation and, you know, talk about it intelligently, and, you know, make analogies to other things. But past that, I got nothing. So anyway, you kind of get the idea. But what you want to do is narrow your audience until it consists of the psychographic of people who actually want and are ready to pay for what you have. Okay? And it's not an easy task, and it is mostly about us being clear about the narrowing down process, in my mind. Yeah, that's what it's been the hardest part for me, is just narrowing down. And it's not that you're excluding people. Like, if people don't fit into your particular avatar box, that's not the point. They will come anyway. Some people will trickle in from the sides. But what happens is that if you're talking specifically to the people that you mean, you know, the generalized avatar, narrowed version of the people that you know you work best with, and you know that you can serve best, and you know that you enjoy people that you work with, please, then people are able to say, oh, that's me, or that's really not me, or that's kind of me, and let me go lean in a little bit more. And then, so those fringe folks, those are also good sales. It's just that, and you're not saying, oh, if you don't fit in this box, you can't come in. No, you're saying, if you fit in this box, please come. And people will decide whether they fit in that box or not. All right, I think I don't know why these are getting so long. It's hysterical to me, because I actually hate to watch videos. So if you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for your time. It's 20 minutes you will never get back, and I hope that you've had some kind of a takeaway from this and can begin to think about who it is and what their values and who you want to stand for and what you want to stand for. And it doesn't have to be some big deal kind of topic. It can be about, like I said, pickles. Okay? Okay. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.